If you have a pregnant cat or you love to see videos with kittens, you clicked on the right video. I'm going to be sharing some tips on how to prepare whenever your cat is ready to give birth.
This is Miss Peaches and she's due in about 1 week, and you can see she is definitely very pregnant. First thing I'm going to talk about are signs you should look out for to determine if your cat is pregnant. The main sign is you're going to want to look at their nipples on their belly. If they are starting to turn pink or red, that would signify that they are pregnant. Also, you're going to want to look at how big they're getting. So if they are starting to eat more and they're starting to gain weight, that could also mean they're pregnant. However, Miss Josie here is not pregnant. She is just fat. This is the kitten box I have set up for Miss Heidi, and she is actually my mama cat that is due. Oh, she ran away. This is Miss Josie, who is not supposed to be in the kitten box, but has claimed it as her own. And then this cat coming up to the box right here is Miss Peaches. She is my other mama cat that is due. But let's talk about this setup. For this, I ended up buying a Amazon pet kennel for dogs that's portable. It's super easy to store. Inside, I have padding right here, and I put that in there so it's a little softer. And then I put a towel around it because it will get dirty. And then I also put a puppy pee pad on top because that will get dirty as well. So that's kind of the setup I have. And then on top, I also put a towel just so it's darker in there so that the mama cats feel a little bit more safe. But I really like this box because if you take the towel off, you have a lot of light that can go in there so I can look at the kittens. I can also close this when the kittens are younger and then open it up here so the mama cat can still get in, but then the kittens can't escape if they're starting to walk around. So if you have a long-haired cat like Miss Peaches here, you will probably want to shave their belly before they have their kittens. I ended up shaving Miss Peaches' belly a couple days ago because she is a week out from having her kittens. And the reason why you do this is because cats with long hair, it is hard for the kittens to find their nipples. So I wanted to shave it so the kittens can find the nipples more easily. And then also, once they start feeding, it does get kind of messy if they have long hair. Shorter hair keeps things like cleaner. What I ended up using to shave Miss Peaches was I used a pet grooming vacuum with a shaver attachment. It actually worked really well. It didn't take long at all. Positions I tried with Miss Peaches was like this position and also on her side. And then if they do tolerate it, this is the easiest position to just shave the fur. Next thing I want to talk about are some supplies you should gather before your cat has their kittens. First, I have this pet first aid kit. Likely this is something you won't have to use, but it's a good thing to have before the kittens are born in case they are needed. Next thing I'm going to talk about are puppy pee pads. Kittens can be messy, so you're definitely going to want a lot of these immediately after the birth, following days, as they're not going to be litter trained, so you'll want to replace those daily. Next important thing is a heat source. This is one I like. It's actually one you put in a microwave, heat it up, and then you can put it back in its little holder. I also like heating pads because you can adjust the settings more easily. I've also heard of some stuffed animals you can put in the microwave and then heat them up, and then that can be the heat source. The reason why you do want a heat source in case it is cold in your house or if the mother is not in with the kittens as much. You want to make sure they don't get too cold. Another good thing to have on hand are these syringes with a top like this. This is the kind I prefer, and this would be necessary in case the mom rejects the kittens or there's a kitten that is not feeding as well as the others and you have to step in and then also have milk replacement. Miss Heidi was the one that ran out of the kitten box, but she is one of my cats that is pregnant. I will show you her little belly, or kind of big belly right now. She can have her kittens any day now.
Heidi. Oh, you're moving too much, Heidi. Maybe we should move this one here. So here's a close-up of Heidi's 6 babies. She had them born yesterday.
I haven't checked the genders yet, so I'm not sure how many girls and boys there are. I just wanted to share a little bit more about this litter and what I had to do. I was actually asleep for most of when they were born, but one thing that was different, Heidi did not end up eating the placenta, so I had to cut the umbilical cords, which is this little thing right here. I first tied it off with some floss to kind of stop any blood flow from the placenta to the umbilical cord and then cut past where I tied it off. These are the scissors I used. They were in the first aid kit. This was the first time I ever had to do that with a litter, but luckily it was pretty painless and was not too difficult. Some mama cats are very good about keeping all their kittens together. Heidi has a little bit of a difficult time. She likes to move one somewhere else, and then I have to go get it and bring it back to the others. Heidi, I see you. Heidi.
They can't be in here. This is too high up for them.
Is that a baby again? Ma'am.
Heidi has stolen all the babies.
We do have a mama cat like that likes to move their kittens around. You may have to continually bring them back together, which is what I have to do with Miss Heidi. Another thing is Miss Heidi's not a huge fan of the kitten box I set up for her. She actually prefers them out in the open. So a lot of the time I have them on my bed and I just use a puppy pee pad underneath them to keep the mess just contained. You may have to do that in case your mama cat doesn't like the kitten box you set up for. They're only 1 day old right now, so you really don't have to do a lot when they're this age, but once they get a little older, around 2 weeks is when they'll start to move around a lot, and that's when I'll probably move them into the playpen I have set up for them. And then the next stage is teaching them how to litter train, which for litter training you'll just kind of set up an open litter box is what you're going to want to do, and put some litter in there, and then the kittens kind of just learn on their own. And then you'll also start feeding them and playing with them and just watching them grow older. So after the kittens are about 4 weeks of age, they're not going to want to stay in their kitten box anymore. I'm going to want to start exploring. We have to keep them in a playpen until they are fully litter trained. In here I have a little house for them, their litter box. I have water, and then they'll have food in here. They don't always like staying in the playpen, but they do get to come out sometimes throughout the day and get to play. So they won't always stay in here. Once they are litter trained though, you can let them free roam around the house.
It is recommended to keep kittens with their moms for a minimum of 12 weeks. During that time, you will get to see kittens learning new things and continuing to grow. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you found it helpful.